if they have said something yesterday or something nasty last week, or if they have behaved or reacted in a certain way in a previous exchange, it doesn't mean they are the same today. At that time, they must be under some pressure, under some stress, under some other, influence. So listen, let them speak. Connect to them in that moment. Keep your ears, head, and heart open. Don't jump into a conclusion or judgment, or don't shut them out mentally or emotionally. So first we have to break that false, image in our own consciousness about how the other is perceiving me or how I am perceiving them. How will that happen? Okay, I am an intelligent being, a pure being, a positive being, a well-meaning person. See yourself as that. We all want to be seen as that. In any communication, what do you want to build? Tell me, what do you want to build? What is one word that makes communication, the best communication कब होता है? What is that positive value? Positive values बहुत सारे हैं, but what is that one positive thing? Trust.
Sunday Talk at Shanti Sarovar.
Om Shanti. Good evening, everyone. A hearty welcome to Shanti Sarovar on this evening and for this Sunday evening talk. So, how many of you have come for the first time? Okay. So, welcome, brother. So, for your convenience, I will give the brief introduction of Brahma Kumaris. So, Brahma Kumaris organization is a social and spiritual organization, and it was started back in 1937. Okay. And that time it was started in Pakistan. It was the one India. And after that, after the division, this organization came to India, and we have the headquarter in Mount Abu, Rajasthan. And Brahma Kumaris give its services to different areas of the society through its different wings. So we have 25 wings. For example, IT wing, educational wing, medical wing, and last week we had a conference for security wings. So many of the army people and so many people attended that conference. And now also one conference is going on for the BK people. You might have seen outside, right? So they all belong to IT conference, I mean IT wing. So these are the BKs, young people who are working in IT organizations and also following the BK knowledge. Okay, so like this, we have so many different wings through which we are giving the services to the society. And the main goal of Brahma Kumaris is to, provide the Raj Yoga meditation courses so that you understand yourself, you understand the higher authority, and how do we connect to that authority so that we can withdraw the energy, the powers which we need in our life, right? So Raj Yoga meditation is provided in all the centers of Brahma Kumaris free of cost. So this is just a 7 days course. If you attend that, you will get to know more about this organization. So let's come to the today's session. So this session is the Sunday evening talk. So this is a series, weekly series of Shanti Sarovar. So we provide these sessions on different topics, and these are taken by different speakers, from national and international speakers, right? And this covers variety of topics. And we sometimes invite the doctors also. You might have attended those who come regularly. So for today's session, so do you know what is the topic for today? Anyone? Connect better, live better. So connect to what? Okay. You only read the topic, right? Correct. So today's session is, more focused on how do we communicate with others. Um, so these days, the main problem when we talk to others or with our loved ones or anyone. So what is the main problem? What do you think in your relationships, right? A relationship with anyone. So what is that one, you know, issue which we face? Ego, okay. So ego is the root cause, but how do we see this ego? How it comes? Misunderstanding, yes. Okay. Communication is the way. I mean, we are not able to communicate, but because of that, so many things happen, right? So we think that we are not understood properly the way we want, right? And maybe the other person is also thinking the same, correct? And that's why so many conflicts happen. And also, sometimes we feel that we are not able to express our feelings to others. We think so much, but we are not able to deliver it, correct? So today's session is focused on that, and we will learn how to communicate better with our loved ones without any maybe judgment or manipulation or misunderstanding, correct? So for today's session, we have Sister Rama with us. So let's welcome her onto the stage with a round of applause. So Didi ji has come all the way from Delhi, so we are so fortunate to have her here with us today. So let's again welcome sister. So Didi ji also came for the IT conference which is currently happening. So this conference is happening from last 3 days. Today is the last day for that. And Didi is also part of the IT wing. She is the zonal coordinator of IT wing from Delhi. So I'll give brief introduction about her. So sister has been associated with Brahma Kumaris since her childhood. So you can imagine that she is practicing Raj Yoga meditation from so long. So she coordinates and takes care of the service activities of Siri Fort Center, Delhi. So she is the in charge of that center. Brahma Kumaris have various, monthly magazines, and there are various BK publications, books, and all. So sister has written and edited articles for one of the magazines called Purity and other BK publications. As a Raj Yoga teacher, Didi has conducted self-development courses in various institutions and organizations like BHL, Indian Oil, Tata Power, Indian Army, DLF Group, IIT Delhi, ONGC, and many more. So let's, listen to her, what she has for us today. And we will take this advantage to, that she is here and she will share her wisdom with us. So thank you, Didi. Over to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Deepika Ben, and Om Shanti, and a very good evening to all. So I'll share a few thoughts, then invite questions if you have something, some interaction, and then we'll do a meditation. That's okay? So as the topic is about connecting better, so connecting happens at different levels. Mostly when we think of communication, we are thinking of verbal communication, what we speak to others, right? But in Brahma Kumaris, those of you who have been attending regular workshops here, you know what connecting means. The first connection is with your own self, with your true self, how you feel about something. So when we are communicating with someone, what is actually happening is the idea you have about the other person in your own mind or consciousness. So it's not two beings who are communicating, I am communicating to the idea of you that I have created in my own consciousness. The way I perceive you, I see you as good person or a difficult person or a, egoistic person or a very kind person. So at normal level, when we are not trained spiritually or we are not evolved spiritually, whenever two people are communicating, it's two egos communicating. It's not two beings communicating. So there's no truth in that communication. When we say truth, it means the truth. The truth means who you really are. So I'm going to talk in this context. Okay? So you all know in Brahma Kumaris, the first understanding about the self is that we are not this role, we are not this physical form, we are an intelligent being that thinks, understands, feels, a being that creates a lot of impressions, attitudes, feelings. So it's that energy being communicating to another being, right? So the first statement I said, when we are talking or communicating with someone, we are actually communicating to the idea of someone. मेरा बॉस ऐसा है, my colleague is such and such person, or this one is a good person, this one is a friend, this one doesn't like me. That's how I perceive them. Or this one likes someone else. So all our communication is shaped by my idea about others. And their communication with me is shaped by their idea of me. So you see, that sister said, most of the times there is a misunderstanding. So, and with misunderstanding, what is the other load that exists in communication? Lot of expectations. Lot of expectations. So it's a dangerous mix. We are not even knowing what the other person really feels or thinks about us. And then we are communicating to a perception or idea of someone, right? So that's how a lot of problems exist in communication. So the first thing we learn is to connect your own self. Now, when we say connect your own self, we can always start by saying, I am a soul, I am a pure soul, I am a peaceful soul. But let's go at a very realistic level. We exist at a mental level, emotional level, spiritual level. So our mental level is the attitudes we have about everything. It's not just about people, it can be about work, place, money, health, so many things. So the attitude, there are 4 principles you can, understand about communication. The principle of right attitude, the attitude I have about a person or work or anything. So what is attitude? One is my thoughts, thought patterns. Attitude is a long pattern of existing or past thought patterns, emotional patterns, and belief patterns. It's all mixed up together. So attitude is like this specs or filter you have. If I am wearing a red colored spectacle, everything will look red. If it's green, everything will look green. So attitude means the idea about you that I have created from a long time, the feelings I have created about you, and then the belief I have shaped about you, that is a fixed kind of filter now I have about you. So before you speak, you come to me. before you open your mouth or before you speak 2 words, what happens? What happens? Bataiye. No, your attitude starts taking. And have you seen, these days people don't even listen to your full sentence. Before you end your sentence, they react. Right? Why? Because they have already fixated you in their consciousness कि ये ऐसे हैं, ये ऐसे ही बात करेंगे. This one is like this one feels like this one is going to say the same thing, this one believes these things about me. So before they speak, we are not listening. These are the common problems we have in communication. We are not even listening. Why? Because we are listening to the voice in our head. That's why. We are not listening. So we have to understand. You see, every person is shaped by the situation they are living in. Unless, of course, as I said, if they are spiritually trained, if they are spiritually evolved, if they are spiritual practitioners, that's a different thing. But most people are products of their environment and situations. So, when we are communicating, everyone thinks, I know better than you. That is the attitude. आपको क्या मालूम मेरे ऊपर क्या बीत रही? I know better, that is the attitude. So, before you speak something, I verbalize my feelings or my thoughts or idea. So this is where the gap exists. So the principle of right attitude. What is right attitude? One is that people are, changing all the time. If they have said something yesterday or something nasty last week, or if they have behaved or reacted in a certain way in a previous exchange, it doesn't mean they are the same today. At that time, they must be under some pressure, under some stress, under some other, influence. So listen, let them speak. Connect to them in that moment. Keep your ears, head, and heart open. Don't jump into a conclusion or judgment, or don't shut them out mentally or emotionally. कि oh, फिर drama शुरू हो गया, not like that. So, first thing is keeping that right attitude of ears, heart, head. So we have to use both mindfulness and heartfulness. Being mindful is being present in this moment, not carrying any previous impressions that create a wrong attitude. See, maybe they will behave the same way like they have behaved earlier, but still be open. Give them a chance. Give yourself a chance, because that is the only way you can change the game. Otherwise, वो बैडमिंटन चलता रहेगा. वहाँ से ये आया, यहाँ से ये गया. It will never change. So, be open. Not be judgmental. And then, also, when we see people communicating in a very rigid pattern with us, तो क्या होता है? As I said, communication happens real communication happens at an energy level, not at a verbal level. The first thing I said was, most of the times it's two egocentric beings communicating, not two souls communicating. We'll come to that in the end. So, two egos means two closed walls, closed beings. Closed means they are not open, they are fixated. So, if they are fixated, very less chance of being heard or being understood. So first we have to break that false image in our own consciousness about how the other is perceiving me or how I am perceiving them. How will that happen? Okay, I am an intelligent being, a pure being, a positive being, a well-meaning person. See yourself as that. We all want to be seen as that, In any communication, what do you want to build? Tell me, what do you want to build? What is one word that makes communication, the best communication कब होता है? What is that positive value? Positive values बहुत सारे हैं, but what is that one positive thing? Trust. Trust. If I trust you, and what is that trust? I trust that you are my well-wisher. You mean well. Even if you are scolding me, or even if you are using a firm, behavior with me, but if I trust you, then I know you are my well-wisher. I listen to you. ऐसा ही होता है ना? Our parents, our friends, or our mentors, they may sometimes be very firm with us. They may even say some words which may sound harsh. But if we trust them, we listen to them. The communication is always very easy. So how do you build that quality of trust? For that, I need to have that right perception, attitude, outlook, feeling. My feelings, my attitude, my perception of you as a person in my own consciousness has to be very clean. Sometimes we are behaving very politely, speaking in the right manner, saying the right words. Still, the communication is not easy. Have you experienced that? Some people are very nice, very polished, very proper communication is happening. But still, it feels distant. It feels strained. It feels artificial. Have you experienced that? So another attitude is where everything we do, even in relationships, relating to someone, talking to someone, connecting with someone, there is this attitude of, I have to. I have to instead of I want to. So this, you're understanding what I'm trying to say? Like boss and employee. Boss says, we say yes, yes sir, yes boss, yes, yes, yes. I have to. Because I have to. Otherwise I'll be punished or penalized or something. So when we have this attitude of I have to be nice to them, I have to keep up this image of good relationship. When we do that, at one level, it's okay that at least there is no verbal violence. But at a deeper level, what happens? You are very conflicted. We are very conflicted. What is that conflict? That we feel one way and we are speaking another way. So when we say I want to, that means we really love what we are saying. We really mean it. We really have respect and love in that communication. So wherever we are using this I have to attitude, वहाँ कौन सी एनर्जी है? What is the energy behind it? Compulsion. Compulsion. Majburi. And that energy, if we are creating in every communication or most of our communication, then what will be the reciprocation? What will come back to us? From the other side also, there will be a compulsive energy. No? The other person with whom we are communicating, they are also feeling similar way. Not love and respect, not happy. More of like keeping up a front. So it's a very superficial kind of communication. So can we think of this kind of decision or choice where we bring unconditional respect? Unconditional respect in every communication. Unconditional. And what is that based on? That every being, no matter what they do or say, is inherently worthy. Every human being is inherently worthy. Just as we have human rights, the right to live, right to breathe, right to eat, right to, exist in a dignified way. Same way, every soul or being is worthy. Why? Because every being is a creation of the worthiest supreme being, God's children or whatever you call. Every human being is inherently good. So when we trust in the inherent goodness, innate goodness of every soul, then we can make this choice of offering unconditional respect. Whatever they are saying or doing at any given moment is a product of some situation they are going through. Everyone is influenced by whatever they are going through. So they are not aware of their own inherent goodness or worthiness. They are not coming from their own dignified self at that moment. When people are rude or when they are lying to us or when they are behaving in any way which is not very worthy, that is because at that moment that soul is under the influence of some negative situation, emotion, or any other inner, thing they are going through. So if we are ready to make this choice, then we can break the other barrier of communication. So looking at people as who they really are and not looking at them as what we think of them to be, the image we have created about the other one in our mind. Instead of that, looking at them as who they really are, as a soul or as a being or energy that is good, pure, innately good. Is it possible? Is it possible? Okay, if that is a very tall order, let's begin from where people are at this moment. Even then, we can look at them as kind, with kindness. okay, this person is going through some situation, or maybe they have some misunderstanding. So, what will be our attitude? Let us clear that misunderstanding. Let us resolve it. Let us create some solution. Let us create a bridge. So, when we really want, another main question about communication is whether we want to argue or explain ourselves all the time, or whether we want to improve and connect with the other person in a better way. Most of the times we find people explaining and arguing. I said this because I was going through this. I said this because I meant this. I didn't mean this. I said this, but this is how people are most of the time validating themselves. Why? Because again, it's about, we are always thinking of our impression in the other person's mind. मेरा impression खराब ना हो जाए. ऐसे we communicate in a way so that you always think I am a great soul. I am a very good person. So the other thing about communication is truthfulness, honesty. There's no substitute for this. If we are not honest with ourselves, honesty and integrity. What is integrity? Integrity means your thoughts, beliefs, feelings, and words and behavior are the same. If you are disintegrated in your own self, you think of me in one way, you have certain feelings about me, and then you speak in another way and you behave in another way. So this disintegrated self is not truthful. And that communication will never be, good, successful, will not be authentic. Right? So bring in that truthfulness, that honesty. Let us mean what we say. I mean, not in the harsh sense, in the good sense. Let us be very clear about what we say, we mean it. Because before we communicate with words, we have already communicated with feelings. Say parent and children. What happens? Most of the times parents are correcting children, telling them what to do, what not to do. Why doesn't the child listen? As soon as the child is grown up, like 5, 6, 7, 8, they have already created an identity about themselves, which is called ego. We're never brought up with a spiritual identity. We all have a false identity. So that is ego. Now already the child has created an image about the parent in their mind and heart. Already they have drawn boundaries and they have already made choices of how to be safe, how not to be judged. So, why doesn't the child listen? Another thing is the way we make them feel. As a facilitator, parents and teachers are just facilitators. They don't own the children. They just have to facilitate what? Facilitate that being's own journey. A child is already come to you with some blueprints. It's like a seed. You can't change the seed. If you have the seed of a mango, you will get mango. You can't turn it into apple or banana. But you can facilitate in a way, create an environment or a safe and very respectful kind of environment where that child, that soul, is able to express itself freely and make the right choices. Where you can create the right climate where that seed grows in the best possible way. Right? So, when we are talking, when there's a communication between parent and child, what is happening? Again, there's a ego-centric communication. And most of the times, the parents are already irritated when they are communicating. They are already, ये ऐसा क्यों कर रहा है, already are looking at the child at fault. We have already put that child in that attitude of this child is not doing this right and I am right, so this child has to be corrected. So how do we make them feel? How do we make them feel? Either we make them feel guilty or wrong, or we make them feel unloved. We make them feel low. So, whenever we are communicating, that kind of bad feeling we have already communicated. So, that child is not listening to the words. The child may even know what you are saying is 100% right. But how you make them feel, that has a strong bearance on how they react. Am I right? No? Even with adults, this can happen. But because children and parent communication is a daily thing, when we get flustered, when we get impatient, when we get irritated, with our family members, we are most of the times carrying these kind of energies. So before we open our mouth, or when we open our mouth, the undercurrents of feelings that are passing through us to them, that are not very pleasant, not very positive. And that's why most people shut their, ears, head and heart. They don't want to listen. They don't want to listen. They are closed. Their heart is closed. Their mind is closed. Their ears are closed. So how to break this cycle? Understand communication at a deeper level. So how we look at someone, first thing we have to change that, the attitude, the perception. Second thing we said, unconditional respect. Every being who is with us, they are an individual entity. They are also God's children. They are not our possessions. My child, my wife, or my employee, or my this thing, friend, or we don't have ownership. It's a relationship, not ownership. We are relating to them. We're not owning them. We can't control them. We can't change them. So respect begins with this. They are with us for a short time. So let's create, we can have beautiful goals for relationships. Let's create, we can have beautiful goals for communication. Let's create beautiful memories or experiences every time we relate. आपने देखा है, you met someone only once, but the kind of connection you had, the kind of relationship, or maybe not relationship, just connection, you remember it throughout your life. ऐसा भी होता है ना? Why? Because it sparked something in you, made you feel better, and also made you feel that you could also be a better person. You could also behave or be like them. So that connection, कोई भी संबंध हो, parent child, husband wife, employee boss, or neighbors, friends, siblings, take any relationship. Let's create beautiful memories, beautiful impressions. The sad part is, the people we love the most, we treat them in the wrong way. We love them, but we think we own them. And we give most pain to them, maximum pain. किन relationships में होता है? The close ones. And we are so good with strangers, so courteous, so kind. Isn't it a paradox? No? Why do we do that? Why do we do that? Expectations. Yeah, one thing is we expect the most from them and take them for granted. Yes. This is another attitudinal shift. As I said, everyone whom you think as your most close and loved ones, reflect. What is the kind of energy you're sending them every day? Even if you're not talking to each other, what is the kind of thoughts and feelings you are feeling for them every day? And let's do this exercise now. Think of your loved ones sitting here. Each one go inside. Think of all the people who really matter to you, whoever they are. And let's say for the past month, for last few weeks, what are the thought patterns and emotional patterns, the feelings that you have exchanged with them? अंदर देखिए, अंदर झांकिए. Look inwards and reflect. There were moments, maybe you felt angry or irritated, or there were moments you felt very happy for them. Or there were moments when you really blessed them. Or there were moments filled with complaints. They did this, they are not doing this right. Full of complaints. How many moments of gratitude that they are part of your life? Okay, now think if they, for any reason, they have moved away from your life, gone away, I'm not talking of death, but for some reason, maybe their work or something else has created that distance, or even death, separation. how would you feel? What would be the thoughts that you would have? कि मैं ये करता, I could have done this. I could not have said this or did this. Think of that. So that's why I said, think of the people who matter most to you. And what is the kind of energy you are exchanging with them? Is it going to be a part of your good memories or regrets? Let's say if God gives us or someone gives us this, some kind of timetable that this relationship is going to be till this date. इतना ही समय है हमारा उनके साथ. And it's the truth. We all have a fixed time, no? With the souls around us. So what is the quality of energy I am going to exchange with them? What are the choices I am going to make? Let's choose. If they really matter to us, are we ready for unconditional respect and love? Yes, because then the other principle that comes into the picture is what you give is what you get. Especially in relationships, it's always the energy which is coming back to you is the energy you have created at some other time. आपने एक ball फेंकी, you have thrown a ball with a certain force and it's coming back to you. So, what ball you are throwing? The positive, the negative. Is there a lot of complaint, stress, anxiety? Sometimes, the whole idea of loving people is also very twisted. Because I love you, so I'm so anxious. Because I love you, I get so flustered. Because I love you, so I get so stressed. So this whole idea about love is very, very mixed, twisted. Because if it is pure, true love, then there would be no need to control the other person. It would just flow. It's just giving. You want to see the other person very happy. You really want to see them happy. So this whole idea of relationship, let's go deeper to some core concepts, spiritual concepts, because we are sitting in a spiritual session, See, the whole idea of relationships is not to get into a relationship with this expectation that someone will fill the gap, the emotional gap in us, or someone will fulfill the loneliness or, whatever we lack. We need someone to complete us. It can be a child, it can be a spouse, it can be a friend, anybody. So, we use that person to feel complete in ourselves. If a relationship is based on this context, then it is going to fail. Fail means it can go on like this. There are such symbiotic relationships where codependent relationships that go on for years. But one day something will happen because life is constantly changing. That separation will happen. It may be death, it may be disease, it may be some other thing. And then what happens? Pain, suffering. So the whole context of building a relationship in the deepest spiritual sense is that we don't come to earth or we don't get into relationships because someone can complete us. On the other way, we are here in relationships. In every relationship, we are here to experience our own completeness. Spirituality tells us that as a soul, you are complete. You are like a seed. Every seed has the whole tree, that plant or fruit in it. Already the seed has the blueprint of the whole tree in it as a seed, right? But the seed needs the context of soil, water, sunlight, manure, whatever, to express itself. If you keep a seed on a shelf, it can stay there for 1,000 years like a seed. But what is its purpose? Nothing. It's there as a seed. When you sow it, the seed expresses its fullness. And then you may get a tree, fruit, flower, whatever, It goes through the entire cycle of its expression. A soul comes in a body to express and experience. Like if, let's say, Buddha's soul or any soul, some scientist soul or some any of these great souls, if they just sit there in the soul world with all that knowledge, talent, skill, and they don't come and express. So soul comes to this corporeal world, in the world of matter, sound, action, to do what? We come here to express our own complete, perfect self. We are not coming here to become perfect. This is the fundamental spiritual misunderstanding. Same way in relationship, we don't make friends or get married or have children so that they can complete us. No. It's like you are a C, the letter C, and we think the other person is that inverted C. If you join both C's, what will happen? It's an O. So we think it's complete. It doesn't happen like that. Both have to be an O. And when two O's join, we get third O. When two complete beings come together, that kind of relationship where each one is giving their best, each one is expressing themselves at their fullest level. That kind of energy. Think of that energy. Think of that energy of that relationship. Sometimes you see it's two people, both are good, but still the relationship fails. Why? So relationship takes two people to exchange energy. Even if one soul elevates their energy, the relationship can be saved, can be bettered, can be improved. But if two people are at the same level, I have a lot of complaints about you, you have a lot of complaints about me, I misunderstand you, you misunderstand me, I see you in an egoistic way, you see me in that way, then what will happen? That relationship, the quality or energy of that relationship will get worse and worse. So if one soul decides or chooses to step up, step up the bar. And takes responsibility. जैसे डांस होता है, दो लोग डांस करते हैं. If one person is not able to dance very well, but if the other person is good at dancing, they can still, save the dance. No? Same way, as they say, it takes two to tango. It takes two hands to clap. So, same way, when we stop blaming others for how we feel and take responsibility, at least for ourselves, how we feel, then we start improving the relationship. How we feel is purely our choice, because we are the master of the self. How you feel, that is the spiritual teaching we learn here in Brahma Kumaris. You are the master of your mind, you are the master of your emotions. You can choose peace, you can choose joy, you can choose self-respect, no matter what. This is the first shift we learn here. First shift is, it's a very big shift. Nothing in this world can make you feel any which way, because you are the master of your own self, your mood, your feelings, your attitude, your everything. So the first shift is, I am the master of how I feel. So all blames and all blame game, all expectations are dropped. Still, expectations are part of life. So scale your expectations according to other people's capacity. This is another communication tip. Never start any, whenever we are communicating, never start with a blame kind of communication. You did this, you said this, you should not have done this, you are, wrong, you are this, you are that, you are always like this, kitne baar samjha. Don't, you, don't use that. Instead of that, what's the better way to communicate? I felt this way when you said this. You understand this? Always talk about yourself. Take responsibility for yourself. Because the moment you point fingers at others, either people go on a defensive or offensive, or they cut off. They cut off. She's always complaining. They stop listening. So always change your words. I felt hurt when you did this. I felt this way. I'm just sharing that I felt this way. Maybe that person will understand or maybe not. But usually, normal, average people understand when you express your truth. Instead of blaming others, when you express yourself in an honest way, and when you're talking about yourself, you're taking responsibility for yourself. Okay? Same way, if you have made mistake, apologize sincerely. As I said, your sincerity gets communicated. Your authentic feelings get communicated. And always keep the communication open-ended. Maybe, maybe this is the way I feel. Maybe you meant it the other way. Give them the benefit of doubt instead of just blaming people. These are the tips. But at the deeper level, as I said, respect. care, sincere care. I care about you. Now, I want this relationship to be better. If you really want it to be better, you have to keep your feelings and energy very clean and positive. There's no other shortcut. Because if we are talking something, meaning something, thinking something about them, then it's, very false. That relationship will cave in. Because our energy, our vibrations to that soul are constantly being communicated. So if you are angry about something they did or said, you have to first calm down. Calm down. And with a clean energy, then you can talk. We have to communicate calmly. Tolerance doesn't mean keeping quiet. Tolerance means you're able to transform your own energy, keep it stable, calm. Even if you were disturbed or upset, you have come back to a stable calmness, and then you can initiate communication. Now, instead of throwing that pent-up anger, hurt, and lot of negative energy which is pent up inside, then that spirals into a lot of more complicated things. So, these principles and communication also happens at a soul to soul level, where you can actually give blessings, give good wishes, give pure feelings, use affirmations to change every relationship. The most powerful way of communication is at that level, soul to soul. Use affirmations. Think of one relationship or one person with whom you are having difficulty, or any relationship where you're facing difficulty. Use affirmations. Affirmations with very true intention and very pure feelings. You can use general affirmations. Like a lot of people say, it's very difficult to trust people these days. Children are so difficult to manage these days. They don't listen. So, if we are sending out this signal, they will not listen. When relatives or friends come home, what are we talking? All negative things, complaints. No. Our words are also energy. So use affirmations are always connected to the ideal change you want to see in that relationship. You can use general affirmations. I work and live in a very friendly, cooperative environment. I live and work in a very friendly, cooperative environment. Everyone around me is sweet, caring, respectful. But a voice in your head will say, no, nobody is sweet. But no, affirmation is like sowing a seed. A powerful intention, जो आप अभी create कर रहे. After you have sown the seed, you have to nurture it for 4 to 6 weeks every day. If you have sown a seed in this pot today, will the flower grow on its own? No. You have to tend it for at least 5 minutes every day. So affirmation is a pure intention you have created about creating a fresh change in your experience of life. So you have to nurture it for at least 4 to 6 weeks. When? Early morning, when you wake up, and before you sleep. The only condition is make it very sincere, authentic, true. See, these are the words you cannot substitute in life. Be very authentic, be very sincere, be very true. And more affirmations for relationships. Do it. You will see the magic. Because your energy has now changed about that person. You'll see the magic. If it is a difficult karmic thing, sometimes it happens. There's a karmic thing, karma. हमने किसी को दुख दिया तो वो अब वापस आ रहा है. It's like, I'm a debtor. I've taken debt from you in the previous life. And now when we are born, we don't know the bank balance of karma. We don't get to see that report card. But there is this person who is never good to us. No matter, we keep doing good, but we receive only a cold response from them. So think it's some past debt being cleared. Because if I have taken, say, 50 lakh or 50,000 from you, every time you look at me, what you will think? Oh, she owes me 50,000. Every time I look at you, what I will think? Oh, I owe. So it's never an easy relationship. So there are some karmic equations also. But even there, when we use these affirmations and changing this energy exchange with that soul, what happens is that at least you stop suffering. They may not change, but they will stop upsetting you or disturbing. You will stop getting disturbed and upset by them. Why? Because your energy is changed. Your karmic pattern has changed. So they will stop having influence over you. Either slowly, when that karma shifts, either they will move away from your life automatically, or they will be around but they will not be bothering you. Or they will step up in their quality of relationship. They will become nice. These are the two things that happen. Understand? We cannot change people. We can change our energy equation with them. So karmically also this works. Because we have stopped that old pattern. So never make this mistake. The kind of energy which you have in your relationships today, you can change it right now. From now, this moment. How? With your thoughts, with your intent, with your attitude. Think of them as pure, good. Think of kids. Bless them instead of having complaints. Bless them. A good kid, good soul, obedient, very well, doing very well in life, very well in studies. Bright kid. Same way, any relationship. They are also very good. We have a very harmonious, friendly relationship. So this is the intent we bring. Okay? Possible? Yes?
Yes.
And the last is your relationship with your own self. We all look at ourselves the way we feel how you look at me. For that, there is only one exercise. Look at yourself as a peaceful, joyful, blissful, happy, wise, powerful soul. Why? Because you are the creation of the Supreme. So you are the best version of yourself. Look at yourself as God looks at you. That's meditation. What do we do in meditation? God is the only mirror who mirrors perfection of every being. Why? Because God doesn't see our egocentric, changing self. He looks at our eternal self. He doesn't see our changing, situational products. He looks at us as we originally are, as our true self, which is pure, peaceful, blissful, wise, powerful, beautiful, magnificent. That's meditation. Looking at yourself through God's eyes. Fall in love with yourself. Be very self-centered. Self-centered doesn't mean selfish. Centered in yourself. The best relationship people are those who are centered in their own self. Because they don't want anything from anyone. They are complete. So they are always bringing the best in every relationship. When I don't have any expectations from you, how will I relate with you? As a fulfilled being, I bring out the best I have. No? Okay, time is running fast. We can go on and on. Shall we do meditation now? Is there anything anyone wants to ask or say or share? No? Reflect on these things. Okay? And yes. Affirmations, yeah. Yeah. See, first identify the triggers in your daily life. Triggers, people who push the wrong buttons in you. What are the triggers? In your own home or work environment, what are the triggers that bring out anger, irritation, reaction in you? Identify those triggers and work on those areas with affirmations, with meditation, with positive behavioral, changes. Because as I said, everything is about the kind of energy I am bringing to that exchange. Okay, there may be things which someone is doing which you find utterly wrong, not acceptable. But as we know the quote from Einstein, you can't create solutions at the same level where the problem exists. If you become part of the problem, you can't solve it. So you have to, sit with yourself, journal. What are the things that bother you most and bring out the worst in you? And where can you ignore things which don't matter much? They may be trivial things. As I said, you don't own people, you don't control them. They are different souls, souls who are in their own journey. Accept them, understand them, I accept you, I understand you, I respect you. These three things say in your heart. No matter whoever you are, however you are, whatever you are, I accept you, I understand you, I respect you. You are important to me. Okay? And then there's no shortcut. Shortcut is this comes from this homework. So when you are reacting, you have already identified the trigger and you tell yourself कि कल भी ये सोल ऐसा करेगी. हो सकता है नेक्स्ट वीक भी ये ऐसा बिहेव करेगी, बट this time I am going to respond with a different pattern. Till today, I have used this pattern of anger or impatience or sulking or not speaking or But this time, I am going to choose this pattern. Because I am peace, I am love, I am joy. So choose a pattern related to your core self. And meditation and affirmations. When you take care of your own self, as I said, you become an O yourself. When you are taking care of yourself, filling yourself with that peace, joy, love, self-respect, then the burden of, this one crime we are doing in relationships is making others responsible for my own happiness. If you behave like this, I will be happy. If you behave like this, I will feel loved. If you behave like this, I will feel respected. So the kind of pressure we put in a relationship, it's so much pressure for the other soul. खुद happy नहीं है, फिर आपको भी happy रखना है. That's when the soul gives up. Forget it. That's when people give up. I mean, they draw a boundary. कि ये तो कभी happy होगा ही नहीं. So they give up on that relationship. So this is the biggest thing that breaks a relationship. When we make others responsible for my own happiness. So that's where we said, become centered in yourself. When you take good care of yourself through this spiritual, sustenance, that's where you can think of the other. If you yourself are weak and sick, how can you care for the other? So that's where meditation, spiritual knowledge, good listening, good reading, give yourself half an hour, minimum half an hour every day. Meditation, good listening, good reading, at least this much. Yeah? Good company. That's essential. And when you have filled your energy of peace, joy, love to a certain level, then automatically you will stop reacting. But another way to, counsel yourself is that every time I react, I am bringing more, injury, more hurt and more negative energy to this situation. I'll not add fuel to the fire. You have to tell yourself that. That's how you stop reacting. And choose a different pattern. As I said, communication, the best communication happens at the energy level, vibrations level. Bring yourself in a calm, peaceful stage and then project that vibration to other souls. And the best energy we get is from God. So sit straight.
Sister, I'm so much impressed. I can't express
No, don't get impressed. You should be inspired, not impressed.
I want to be inspired by converting this particular session to Telugu language, and then I know a lot of souls who need very much this message
Mm.
to live at least
Yes, with dignity.
with the dignity.
Yes.
I do not know. Probably, I think little later I would like to take the link and then
Sure.
I want to convert that also.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
So sit straight, both feet on the ground. Keep your back straight. Gently shift your attention to your own self. Begin by relaxing your body. Relax all the muscles and nerves in your body. If you feel any heaviness, any muscular tension in your back, stomach, chest or shoulders, just relax it. As you breathe in, feel all the nerves and muscles are relaxing. Relax all the facial muscles, tiny little nerves around your eyes, inside your head. Let go of all the stress or heaviness if you feel any in your body. Now gently focus at the center of your forehead, behind these eyes. And realize I am the spark of pure consciousness, an intelligent being, a being of light inside this physical body. I am a pure soul. It is I, the being, that thinks, feels everything. That is constantly vibrating, radiating energy of my thoughts and feelings. In this moment, for 10 seconds, I just focus on myself as a peaceful being, very calm, relaxed, no other thought. Let this vibration of relaxed calmness flow into every cell in the body. I'm relaxed, calm, stable. I'm at peace. Feel the vibrations of peace radiating all around you. And in this peaceful state, let us go beyond this world of matter, sound, action, beyond this earth, beyond the galaxies, far beyond, into a world of divine light and deep silence, where the purest being, the most loving, the most benevolent, compassionate being, the Supreme Soul lives. I, the soul, am his child, the only being who looks at me in my truest, purest form. Open your heart. Let God's love give you the courage to change, the courage to be happy, the courage to love unconditionally, because God is always radiating unconditional love and support to each one of us. No matter what we do or what we say, He understands, accepts us. His love heals us. In His eyes, look at your own self. You are a beloved child of God. His light and love is always guiding you, supporting you, filling you with peace, and giving you the courage to respect and love yourself and others. These beautiful feelings filled in your entire being, let us bring our awareness back to this moment, back to our present role, back to our journey on earth. Look at yourself. Who are you? A magnificent being, radiating peace, joy, positivity. And sharing it in every thought, action, word with other souls. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thank you for your time and attention, and I hope you will take away at least one aspect of this exchange we had. Thank you.
Om Shanti. Thank you so much, sister, for this wonderful session and giving us the insights. I'm sure, did you like this session? Okay. Any takeaways do you want to share? Just a few minutes. Very important points which touched your heart. and you will be implementing, experimenting in your lives?
Before reacting to any person or situation, think about the innate goodness in that soul, and he might be a product of the situation at that.
Yes.
So that was one thing for me.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Elevate that.
Elevate the energy. Yes.
Identifying the triggers and working on them for your own.
Yes.
We have to accept others, ideas, whatever it may be. We have to accept. There is no conflict.
Sister, this particular session, we need to translate to Telugu. Personally, we need to 100 guys who will become slightly better persons.
We will try. Okay.
And I myself need to hear at least 100 more times
Okay.
each word.
So that's a very good thing. Thank you,
Really, I
brother.
never felt so much engrossed. Each word has a very good effect.
So we should thank sister again for that, wonderful session.
There is a daily to listen to this sort of sessions.
Thank you.